All right, and we're broadcasting. We're live. Let's see, I'll just share the link here if anybody wants to join us interactively and talk to us. All right, and we have one viewer with us so far. I will just share the link here. If dear viewer, if you or anybody else wants to join us interactively and talk with us, just follow that link I pasted in. If you or anybody else wants to stay on streaming and just watch us and just listen to us without talking to us, that's fine too. Just stay on where you are right now. And we'll start going through the questions and answers doc. I'll also post in the link to that one. Q&A doc. So if anybody has questions, feel free to enter them into the Q&A doc at the bottom, and Emily and I will go through, try to answer them all. And we should probably introduce ourselves too. I'm Martin Omander. I work in developer relations in the ecosystem team. Oh, and we have Nitya. We should introduce ourselves too. I'm Martin Omander. I work in... Hey, Nitya.
Hey, Martin. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think it logged me in under the wrong profile, but it shouldn't matter, right?
It does not matter. I'm so glad you joined us because you had entered lots of questions in the doc.
Yeah, so I've been hassling a lot of folks and I really feel bad about it. But we did a good jam. So I'm hoping if I can interactively kind of work through them really quickly and give you context, we can fix them.
Yeah, definitely. Let me just introduce you to Emily here.
Hi.
Here's Emily from the Qwiklabs team.
I recognize the name. I have seen her emails enough. Thank you so much.
Hi, Nitya. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Emily.
And Nitya is a superstar GGG organizer of GG New York City.
Yes, no superstar. I just have a crazy community. And they loved this, by the way. We had, I think, a full house when we ran it. We still have a bunch of people on Slack actively finishing it. So we may be giving you more trouble than it's worth.
Not at all. It's awesome. I love it.
So yeah, Martin, do you want me to go through the questions like quickly and tell you what we had issues with? And then, some of them we kind of sorted out. We just want to make sure we're doing the right thing because we are about to start the mobile one today. We're running both in parallel and me being me, we've got a lot of people on Slack. So we're going to get this done anyway. But the issue was, so first of all, we ran this collaboratively with the GDG Cloud NYC meetup. So, we've got a pretty good crowd. We had about 120 people. We actually had a lot more RSVPs, but the room capacity was full. And we had mixed things. So I'm just going to go through my questions really quickly. Is that okay? Okay. So yeah. I annotated them all as GDG NYC. So the first one is that, and I'll go backwards. I'll start with the day of the enrollment. We did have that issue where people who are already in Qwiklabs, myself included, we had that issue. David was able to get in touch with Qwiklabs. Qwiklabs support is like the best. I will just tell you this. They gave us a response in real time. So we went ahead and fixed that, which is we got people to unenroll from the quest if they had been on Qwiklabs before, and then, click on the subscription link and then re-enroll. And what happened is it worked in the sense that we told everyone, go check your profile and it should say subscription activated. So in that sense, we knew they were on the subscription. But now repeated clicks on the enroll in the essentials didn't do anything. It wouldn't show up in the quests they were enrolled in. However, for each lesson, it would allow them to use the subscription. So they have gone ahead. In fact, everyone, including myself, has kind of gone ahead and completed all the lessons in GCP Essentials because the subscription lets you do that. But the profile doesn't show you subscribe to that quest. So because of that, we're not getting the badge. And that means that it's possible that's why we're not getting the follow-up emails for unlocking free access. Do you know how we resolve that?
Yeah, so that's a new one. And you're saying that your profile has that?
My profile has an issue too. So I'll tell you two things that have happened. One is, multiple clicks on enroll. I know I have the subscription, but multiple clicks to enroll don't actually enroll me. I don't see it in the requests. I sent out a notice to Qwiklabs support attaching screenshots to a different request. I can resend them to you. Second was that, initially when we were doing this, there were some times when individual lessons would show up as incomplete assessments because random things would happen. So I don't know if they're connected, but right now, at least I can see on my profile, I'll use me as an example, that all the Qwiklabs, all the GCP Essentials lessons are checked off as complete, but I don't see the quest showing up, nor do I get the badge. So,
yeah, so I suspect there's two different things going on there. The first one where you attempt to enroll in the quest and it's not telling you in the UI that you've enrolled. Yeah. I can't explain that one, and we need to dig into why that's happening. So I'm really glad that you brought that up because that's a new one for me. So we need to figure that out. And since we know that it's happening on your profile, I can go in and take a look and see what's going on with that.
Okay, that's happened to quite a few people, by the way.
Yeah. So for the second one, where your lab completion score is not saying that it's complete, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not worried about those. Like anything which says incomplete assessments, I'm ignoring because as long as there's one more which says complete assessment, I'm like, okay, it should register the latest one.
Yeah, so for those assessments, that's all based on a tool called activity tracking. And what that tool does is it goes out at specific intervals and checks if that task has been complete within your lab environment. Yeah. And that happens, say, every 30 seconds or something like that. So the active worker is happening in the background. It takes a little bit of time for that to update in the UI and to be visible to you. So it's possible that the worker's completion tracking hasn't made it to the UI yet. And sometimes that'll take a few minutes. So it's possible that you're just seeing that latency there.
Yeah, for what it's worth, oh, sorry, I didn't know I'm giving an echo. For what it's worth, on the day of the event, and someone in Qwiklabs support actually pointed out that could have been an issue. We had a lot of people getting on the Wi-Fi at the same time, and I think that might have contributed because there might have been delays.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that doesn't worry me so much because in general, everyone went off and finished that, like clicked the lesson again, finished it. In my case, I can see I'm all done. But yeah, the reason I brought it up is I didn't know if that impacted its ability to kind of say you're done with the badge.
It's a good thought, but I think it's two separate issues and we need to figure out that whole quest enrollment issue. I think that's going to be the big one for you guys.
Okay. I can tell you a couple of, let me just quickly go through. So that was that. The essentials enrollment is not visible. That's kind of related. You can see that issue on my profile. And then, yeah, so the other one is, it's kind of a follow-up to this. So I have at least 2 people who have sent me the links to their badges saying, look, we finished, right? And they haven't received the kind of follow-up mail that says, and I told them to check that they had opted into the promotions. They haven't got the follow-up that says, open up another month. I will tell you that GDG New York City is very bloodthirsty about getting things done. So they all want to do other quests. The thing that I followed up with one of those folks, and what happened is when I asked him, okay, you got the badge, you haven't got that, have you opted in? He gave me a snapshot of his profile, and the interesting thing is his doesn't show the subscription. Like most of us, we get this thing in our profile that says you have this subscription till Feb 24th. We had started on Jan 24th. His doesn't show it. And that puzzled me because he has the badge, doesn't show that he has a subscription in his profile, but obviously he finished it for free. So it's very confusing. So we want to find out what are the things we need to check so to make sure that that follow-up access gets triggered.
Yeah, so first of all, when you have your 1 month free pass, it's not limited to the GCP Essentials Quest. So your people who are, eager to get in and start earning more badges, they can do that today. They do not need to wait for the next month of free subscription.
We've all got like 3-4 quests going in parallel. So
okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Now, as far as getting your 2nd month free pass, that follow-up is going to happen close to when your first free month or your first 30-day pass expires.
Oh, that is perfect. Okay.
Yeah, because when you have an active 30-day pass, you don't want to activate your next 30 days because you want your first 30 days to run out first.
This is perfect. This I can let them know because that actually makes sense to me. It kind of like, it's just sequential passes. Okay,
yeah.
I can let them know. That does then leave the one question of if the folks currently on their profile don't show subscription activated, what do we do? I mean, because we've passed the date and I know they were there. And I know they've been doing the lessons because obviously somehow they got it for free, but it's not showing on their profile.
Is this their public profile or their My Account page? Do you know?
I told them to show me the My Account page, because that's the one where it shows me. I can go back and check. There is one person I know, and I can use him as an excuse or like ask him to maybe kind of reach out to support with the screenshots because he does have the badge and his the My Account page. I'd literally given him the link to my page, which is that subscription, and told him to look that up because it would translate to his. And he sent me a screenshot which didn't show it. So I'll check up with him again.
Yeah.
The general question was if they didn't get it then, how do they make up for it? Is it too late?
Yeah, so what you can do is for the specific person that you're talking to, it would be really, really helpful if that person could send their information into support at Qwiklabs because we want to understand what's going on with this. As far as anyone who doesn't have a subscription but thinks that they should because of their connection with your group, again, the best course of action is to get in touch with support at Qwiklabs and just mention that you're part of this group and what happened, and we'll be able to help from there.
Okay, if they were on our Slack on that day, we will verify that they were part of our group and make that happen. That would be super useful.
Yeah.
Because our goal is we're having a follow-up meetup on March 5th.
Oh, cool.
Our motivation is we're going to give away stuff to people like in a raffle. All the folks who finish and can show badges, we will give something away, and we're running 2 jams at the same time. So we do want to get February to be the month of finished quests. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that was about it. Oh yeah, so I will say one thing. I had this issue too, and another member of my group on Slack just reported it this morning. There have been times when I think it was actually the very first lesson on the Creative VM when you log in, and I'd sent a screenshot where the Cloud Shell just shows up disabled. And if that's disabled, the little icon, you pretty much can't do anything because you can't get anywhere. Support came back to me and said, that doesn't seem to be an issue on your account right now, try again. And sure enough, right, 24 hours later, it seemed to work. Their assumption was that if you're on a poor network, it could just be a networking problem that, it sometimes takes a little bit of delay to connect before it activates the icon. Is that the only possible explanation? Is that what we should recommend?
Yeah, so it could be related to the network. It could also be, or the quality of the network. It could also be related to the load on the network. So the fact that you've got 100 people in a room trying to do the same thing all at once, it could potentially have overloaded the network.
Okay, no, right now the person who reported it today, so he probably was working from home. But if that's the case, should we maybe, well, the thing is that, when you log in, You're given a credential and you're taken into a project, right? So you don't actually, at that point, you haven't even started picking a region or zone or anything. You just like log in. If at that point the icon is invisible, my current advice to them is back off, wait 24 hours and try again. It should go away.
Right, and that's really good advice. And if it's something that they, if they're suspicious about something or want a little bit more help, support is, sending a note to Qwiklabs support is a good idea, because there might be like something going on that they know about that maybe we don't know about or something like that.
Yeah, I'll give you the heads up. The advice I'm going to give them, which is going to bombard you, is take a screenshot the first time it happens, wait 24 hours, take a second screenshot if it happens again, and send it to support with both. So they know that it kind of persisted. And okay, cool.
It's easy to say, well, it's probably this, but it might actually be something totally different that we need to investigate and troubleshoot and fix. So the more information we have, the better.
Yes. So yep, I think that kind of fits in. One of the nice things, and this is more like just an aside, I really liked, is that it looks like some lessons actually overlap quests, like the node, hello node Kubernetes. So kind of finishing one in one seems to kind of give you progress in both quests, which is nice. So thank you.
Two for the price of one.
Yes, it's really nice, because a lot of folks want to do the machine learning and data ones, and I'm hoping there'll be overlaps. So I guess the last question kind of was a sensitive one, which was people were asking, hey, Qwiklabs actually supports both cloud and AWS. So are we allowed to like do some of the AWS quests as well? I don't know. So there's an Alexa one, for instance, that I tried, and I thought that didn't look bad, but I don't know if we should recommend it.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Qwiklabs offers labs for multiple clouds. And our feeling is that a hybrid cloud environment is the way the future looks. So
Okay, so just a quick thing. Are there, like, GCP Essentials is what we're recommending to everyone that they finish. From your perspective, what are 2 other quests that they should try for if they finish the first one?
So it all depends on what they're most interested in and where they want to go. So the Kubernetes quest is really, really good if you're sort of a, if you have a developer lean to the way that you're thinking.
Okay.
The infrastructure quest is another really good one if you're thinking maybe you might want to get GCP certified at some point in time, or if you're more of like a data architect type role.
Okay.
So those are the 2 that I would point people to, just depending on what they're most interested in and where they see themselves going.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
So Nitya, were those all of your questions? You had entered a bunch of them in the doc.
Yes, I think I asked them all.
Oh, wow. That was great.
Yeah, they were all kind of tied to each other. And I can, if you want me to update them with responses that you gave me, I can. But for the most part, I think I got what I needed.
Excellent. Yeah, if you would, Nitya, that would be great.
Sure, I can do that.
As can see. Thank you, Nitya. Sounds like a great study jam you're running in New York.
New York is a bit nuts. But we love the community. Yeah. I'm just going to mute myself and hang on till I finish writing the responses so that if something else crops up, I can ask. But otherwise, I'll be on the dock.
All right.
Nitya, great questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's worth repeating. Take a look in the doc, that the Q&A doc. It is lots of good questions and answers from the previous office hours and from this one, including all the Nitya's questions. And also one thing that I keep hearing is that you're saying, Emily, is if things break or you're having trouble when you're running the event, they should email support, right, Emily?
Yep, we've got people on the line at all times, and they're super, super responsive. So please take advantage of that resource. It's a great resource.
Yay, thank you. Let's see. I only see questions from Nitya and New York, and she's entering entering her responses now. Have there been, Emily, have you heard of other common themes in questions, other things that seem to be catching people off guard?
Yeah, so the one big sort of problem with the workaround in place is when you get everybody in a room and they're sitting down and getting ready to get started with their labs, the first thing that your room is asked to do is to enroll in the GCP Essentials Quest. That's a 7-lab quest. 3 of the labs are what you're going to do actually at the event in the study jam session. In order to get the 30-day free pass to Qwiklabs, you have to enroll in the quest. You have to actually click that enroll button. We found that some of the people who are attending study jams are already Qwiklabs users, which is great. But they have already enrolled in the GCP Essentials Quest, which means they no longer have that enroll button. So in order to get the 30-day free pass, they need to actually click enroll. So the quick fix is to ask your attendee who's encountering this to please unenroll from the quest, which means, you know, it doesn't have any impact on the labs that they may have already taken. Those labs are still in their history. And then when they go back to the quest, they'll see that enroll button is active and they're able to click it and get their 30-day free pass. So that's kind of a stumbling point that we've seen at a couple different study jam sessions, and the workaround is to unenroll from the quest, then re-enroll with that 30-day free pass tag.
Oh, very good. Thanks. Thank you, Emily. That's very good to know.
So the other question that we're encountering is, you know, I have a bunch of attendees who have finished the GCP Essentials Quest, but they haven't gotten their second 30-day pass yet. Because, you know, when you come to the study jam, you get the 30-day pass for free and you can take as many labs as you want. But if you complete the GCP Essentials Quest, on offer is a second 30-day free pass. So what we're doing is a month after your study jam session is when, if you've completed the quest, is when you're going to get your second 30-day pass. So during that first initial 30 days, you've got your pass. So, you know, you can go in and take as many labs as you like. You're going to get the second pass at the end of the 30 days. So you've got, you know, so you're not overlapping and potentially losing days of free pass to Qwiklabs.
Right. Yeah. Don't want to lose additional days. And I entered a note on that in the attendee slides as well. People will know.
Let's see, another frequently asked question. When you get your 30-day pass to Qwiklabs, you are not at all limited to the GCP Essentials Quest. So when you're in your study jam sessions, the labs that you're walking through with your attendees, those are all in the quest, which is great and awesome. And you know, it's really, really good for your attendees to complete the GCP Essentials Quest. But if they see another lab over here that looks really, really interesting and is about something that they're curious to learn about, that 30-day free pass is going to cover that lab too. So there's, you know, the GCP Essentials Quest is sort of your path that you can follow, and your attendees can sort of be guided through this experience. But, you know, feel free to go this way or this way or this way or any way that you want. That 30-day pass is going to cover it.
Good.
I'm sure there are other questions, but I can't remember them right now.
I'm looking in the mailing group, and there was a question. One major glitch, Satish reports, if person already had an account, they could not get the offer of the free subscription for a month. Is that what you just described, or is that different?
Yeah, I suspect that's if someone already has a Qwiklabs account and has enrolled in the GCP Essentials Quest already. And the workaround for that would be to unenroll and then re-enroll with the link that you get from your study jam organizer.
Okay. unenroll or re-enroll. Very good. All right. If you are a viewer and just seeing the stream and you want to join us and ask your question live, feel free to click the link I just posted in the chat in the sidebar, or the link is also at the top of the doc, and you can join us and ask a question live. If you prefer to just type up your question, then please do so in the Q&A doc. It's also linked on the side. I'll just post it again here. Q&A doc.
Martin, Emily, I just updated all the responses, so do feel free to fix them if I said something incorrect. And I will hop off now.
Oh, thank you for updating the answers, Nitya. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks, Nitya.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if it's useful, but we actually in GDG New York have a GitHub document where we've been typing out troubleshooting for each chapter and each lesson. Because actually Google Cloud's documentation has troubleshooting stuff for many of those lessons, which is really, really useful. So we kind of are trying to collect some of this there as well.
Cool. So what was this you said on GitHub Wiki or?
Oh yeah, no. There's a GitHub document on GDG New York's GitHub that we're keeping for both study jams on a per lesson basis. I'm kind of like collecting any issues people have reported and kind of keeping a troubleshooting section so that folks following up later can do that. And also, it was just something that I found too, because of the time for these in-venue events, like we have 3 hours and a lot to finish. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff like tips and tricks for like, here's how you should attempt to do this. In general, kind of like it was, anyway, they're just notes. I found that it's easier if people review all the instructions once before they start the lab. Then they don't have to keep going back and forth and they can get through them really, really fast. So we're kind of maintaining an FAQ on a GitHub repo.
Excellent. Could you, Nitya, would you link to that from the Q&A doc, please?
Sure, I'll put it in there. I'll put in we have a slide deck with all the links and we've got the GitHub repo. I'll put them both in there.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Nitya.
Okay, I'll hop off now.
All right, thank you for joining us.
Bye.
See you later. All right, so in case you didn't catch that, Nitya's chapter in New York, they put together an FAQ document, and that Nitya is linking to that now from the question and answers doc. All right, I see no new questions in the Q&A doc, so I'll take a quick look here in the on the mailing list. Let's see what questions. Okay, so here are a few folks who are saying that we have gathered some facilitators for the Cloud Study Jam. The date for our event is getting close. I think that the facilitators should be sent welcome emails and tokens for the GCP Essential Lab. What should people do if, Emily, if the facilitators are not getting the tokens or welcome email and the date is getting close?
Yeah, just shoot an email to support@qwiklabs.com. Let them know which study jam session you're associated with and who your leaders are, and they'll be able to help you from there.
Excellent. Also, let's see, we see I see a thread on the mailing list about I finished the quest, the first GCP Essentials quest, and I haven't heard anything from Qwiklabs about that additional month of access, and that has to do with the dates you mentioned before, Emily.
Right. So what we do is we wait until your initial 30-day pass runs out before following up with the additional 30-day pass. That way, during your first 30-day period, you're covered. You can take whichever lab you like. You can take all of the GCP Essentials labs, but you can also take any other lab in the catalog and finish any other quest in the catalog that you like. If you've completed the GCP Essentials quest at the end of that month, we'll follow up with a second 30-day pass. And the reason for that is we don't want to create any overlap. We want you to get the most out of each pass. And the other important thing to remember when you're thinking about these passes is when your users set up their profile, when your attendees set up their Qwiklabs profile, it's important that that they enable the setting to allow us to contact them. If they don't want to hear from us, that's perfectly fine, but that means we can't email them and give them their second 30-day pass. So it's fine if you don't want to receive information from us. That's totally up to you. But that means that we're not going to be able to contact you and follow up because we want to respect that setting.
Very good. I'm looking through the mailing list, and again, there are some people are worried that they haven't received their tokens yet. They should contact support@qwiklabs.com.
Support@qwiklabs.com.
Yeah. And let's see here. Somebody asked, how long should I plan for the event?
So I think the recommended time is 3 hours, Martin. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
And that gives you enough time to get everybody together and working on the labs and get a pretty good start on the GCP Essentials quest.
Yeah. Good stuff. And I've been looking through the mailing list. That seems to be all the questions are variants of those. I haven't received my tokens yet. What should I do? Ask support@qwiklabs.com. And there were folks asking about why haven't I received an email about the next 30 days of access. And you were saying they will get them when the 30 days run out.
Yep.
Very good. Let's have a look in the Q&A doc if there's anything new there. No. Nothing new there. So unless somebody else joins us in the next minute or two and has a live question, I think we'll wrap up this office hours for today. What's the weather like in Boston today, Emily?
Snowy.
Nice. So it's like nice cold snow and not slushy.
Yeah, I went for a run this morning before the sun came up, so it was dark and there was snow flying everywhere under the streetlights. It was actually really pretty.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Yeah, here I think it's going to be about 65 degrees. Right now. I will start, or maybe it's 60 in the morning. When I start biking, I have my shirt and my dress shirt and my hoodie on, and then as I bike in, I wear less and less as it gets warmer. Let's see if there are any new questions. No, I don't see any new questions. So this recording of this office hours will be posted online and linked to from the organizer guide. And if you missed it, if you missed this one and you want to join us again, you go live in what is it, about 10 hours, Emily? Did I get that right?
Yeah, about 10 hours. Let's see, it's 11:30 now, and it's going to be at 9 Eastern tonight.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and then we'll go through any other questions you might have. In the meantime, take a look in the Q&A doc, and best of luck with your study jams. And thank you for joining and answering all these questions, Emily. We really appreciate it.
Of course, this is awesome.
Very good. See you in about 10 hours in the next study jam. Bye, everybody.